Do you know how to you gonna update the text as well? The headline, whatever they call it. Thanks, Nubby Ear Wiggles. That's with some bits right out of the gate. Beezus. B-Z-U-S.
Yeah.
B-Z. Like zebra.
B-Z.
4 letters. Typed it in the chat. Or actually, you're not looking at Matamos, so never mind. Yeah, I forgot. President versus anyone else not hearing anything, and they say volume. So you have your volume turned off in this. Oh, it's super low.
Okay, audio input camera, that should be better. How's that? Alright, we got 2 minutes. Very low still. Oh, here, I got this little. My son gave me this gingerbread man that smells like gingerbread. But if I put him on my camera, it kind of muffles out some of the street noise. Alright, how's that?
We still can't hear you. Also, I have Skype up. It's not muted.
Better volume? There we go. Okay, good. Alright, we got a couple minutes. Oh, do you have the talking points, Keith? Oh, still low for you. Let's crank up the desk audio. That should help. Yeah, that should be good. Can you say something again, Keith? We're gonna start at 4 on the dot.
4 o'clock.
How's y'all's Friday going?
Busy.
Busy can be good. Hey everybody. Oh yeah, thanks Nebby. Hi Elwin and Oop of the Veil and President Earth, Stray Shot, Warhammer, Red Hammer, Brass Knuckles. We got all the hammers. Autobot, Hi Lancel, Griffler, Smegatron. Alright. 4 o'clock. Well, hey guys. This is the weekly Shroud of the Avatar dev stream. With me is Keith, Quinn, Sanyo. What do you guys want to introduce yourselves? I'm Travis Koleski. I'm a world builder, also known as List.
He's muted.
Who's muted?
Thanks, Beezus. I'm Keith Quinn. I'm Sanyo on the forums, and I'm a quest and level design guy here at Shroud of the Avatar.
Yeah, and I'm B Cotton, Beezus on the forums, and I'm a system designer, sort of overall design sort of everything here on Shroud.
He does the more complicated design stuff, where Travis does the artistic design stuff, and I do the everything else design stuff.
Lots of crafting.
How's that, you guys? Better?
How's what? The volume?
Yeah. Okay, cool. It was just.
They seem to like it.
Yeah, it was just messing with my mixer. So today we have a few topics to cover. There's a ton of new Mannequins, and I know y'all were waiting for Mannequins for, I think, years, and we got them in. It was needed some new UI and some new permissions, and I'm pretty excited about them, so we're going to cover that, and just deco in the game, and then I think there's some crafting topics. A lot of work's been going into crafting and crafting specialization lately. So I think that's the main gist of what we're going to talk about today. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. I have just saved a few locations. We only have an hour. This is the just a regular Friday dev stream, not the release stream. So we got about an hour, and we'll try to get to them all. So we can just jump right into it and start showing off decorations. If you're new to the game or haven't played the game yet, we have a pretty robust housing system. I think I played a lot of MMOs. I think it's the best of any of I've played. So we're gonna show off some of all the cool decos and stuff you can do with that. It's a pretty deep RPG also with lots of other activities, but this is just one of them. Can't cover them all in one stream, so here are the benefits of being a dev.
So what house are we looking at here, Travis?
I can stop the rain. The first on my list, this is in Celestis, and this is Elier Darok. And I actually came to help them with a bug because they're having a problem placing the magic mirror on the upper stories of the upper floors of this house, but I just like the deco so much I saved it because that's what I was working on. So we're inside your house.
So Star left a big list of things that we could talk about.
Yeah, I'm not
but
sure.
That's more for like the long
Yeah.
live stream, right?
Yeah,
Or are we supposed to get to all this?
I'm not sure we're gonna get to all of them, but we'll try. Oh, look, and I didn't know he had a mannequin, so here's our first example of the new mannequins. This is like one of the crafted ones, and it's in the Arteris Priestess outfit, but anyways, I like this house. It had a good feel. Seems like somebody lives and spends some time in here. Hey, thanks for the raid, Fizzle.
By the way, Dr. Bob says that this list is for this week.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
So we need to go through all of Star's notes.
we'll do our best to get to all of them. Let's see. We got an hour, so yeah, we'll hit them all. But yeah, I like this house. It's one of the Shogun houses. A lot of different spaces. And if you guys want to talk about work you've been doing, I think you've been doing some quest updates lately, Sanio.
So before we get to that, though, I'm gonna hit some of Star's notes first.
Sure.
He's got we should mention the prizes. You can enter it for a chance to win a prize. And how many ways are there to get a prize?
There are two. There are two ways, and what are they, Keith?
You can either log into the game and type "Happy belated birthday, Lord British" in the game chat, or you can purchase any item from our store during the live stream. And then twice during the live stream, we will be giving away prizes. And we'll list the prizes when that comes. We'll keep it brief because, like you said a couple times, there's a lot to go on.
Yeah.
I'll also mention we have login rewards every month, and this August month reward is the fire potion with a unique buff. And you could all you have to do to get it is log in and check your rewards button, and it'll let you know.
Cool.
Chat. And then I'll also say that in the we have 50% price drop on the Make a Difference in Episode 2 stretch goals, which are mounts, November, water.org items, and I think some others because he has etc. in there. And in the Crown Shop updates category, we have the guard and combat mannequins. So let's get back to the mannequins since it's related.
Okay, I'll jump to. It's a good mannequin spot. I think this is one. So there's a lot. Actually, I know here. I've been playing with them this morning, and I've had a lot of fun. So yeah, we're gonna get real life calendar, in-game calendar. We're gonna get a new phrase next week, but we love Lord British, so we'll hook up a new we'll hook up a new phrase for next week. So yeah, still same prize message. So happy belated birthday, Lord British. I think happy birthday, Lord British still works.
Yeah. But the new one is Happy Belated Birthday,
Yeah.
Lord British.
In
Just say it in any chat channel
any
in the
chat
game.
channel in the game.
I see in the Crown Shop update list there's guard and combat mannequins. Over 25 new guard and combat themed mannequins are now available to better display your weapons. There are even specialty poses for one-handed weapons, two-handed weapons, ranged weapons, and more. So you made those, Travis? You made all those mannequins? Or you and Damon?
Damon made them all, and I just made the entries.
Oh, you just did.
Oh,
Okay.
Antrux wants to know there wasn't a way to reset virtue, but he found and did it. I think I told you there's the caveat it would reset all your quests, and we were trying to avoid that. So you probably reset all your quest data, but that's something we get to maybe in another stream. Is Keith has a lot of cool new ways to affect your virtue in a positive way. All right, cool. He bought some spears in one of the buffs. So yeah, we initially came out with the mannequins with their cool functionality of basically just can equip them, drag stuff out of your inventory if you guys aren't familiar with it. You can change their. It's just like the pretty similar to the character interface where you can change the equipment on them, put it back in your inventory, dress them up how you like, dye them, put them back up there. So they're cool for shops and stuff. So Star and Damon had the idea of, hey, let's make a lot more cool. Like, you want the standard like suit of armor, old Scooby-Doo mansion, or
So you can buy some, but you can make some. Is that correct?
Yes, they're craftable in the game. They take a lot of wood, but they're craftable. And then there's a bunch of crazy, and they're kind of like posed like kind of standard with their arms by the size. And then if you go in the Crown Shop, there's a bunch of different poses.
So how do you get the recipe for the crafting one?
B.
It's just on the Carpentry Merchant. It's treated as sort of a standard recipe, so it's pretty easy to acquire. So getting the recipe should just be finding a Carpentry Merchant and buying it. The real issue is that it takes sort of lots of resources to craft. So, and it's not difficult to find resources. It's just quantity-wise, it's a fair amount of resources. So,
so the Carpentry Merchants are pretty much in every NPC town. I can't think of one where there wouldn't be ones. I guess there could be a few, but yeah, you can go to the bigger ones, obviously, and get it, like Arteris, Resolute, Airy.
Arteris is the big one people normally go to, but it should be found at pretty much almost every Carpentry Merchant in the game. So it shouldn't be too acquiring it shouldn't be the difficult part. I think it's kind of pricey since it's easy to acquire, but it's not the difficulty of the recipe. It's just the value of the resources is kind of what makes it difficult to compete with stuff in the store.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, like I said, it's not difficulty. It's more time difficulty than difficulty to find the resources. So it shouldn't be too out of reach just based on the time you want to invest.
Yeah. So the major towns, but yeah, it takes 100 boards, so it does take a lot of wood. I've seen wood prices are. It's funny when we add, or interesting when we add new stuff to the crafting economy, how it scales, where dungeon pieces, granite became very much in demand, so wood is very much in demand to craft those mannequins, but they're cool.
So where can you place these mannequins? Like, you're in your dungeon.
Right, so this is my
player dungeon, right?
This is my player dungeon that I own. If you guys don't know, I put an entrance on my lot, and then you can have these virtually infinitely large dungeons if you expand them with new rooms and such. So you can place them on your lot. You can place them just on the ground, regular floor options. I think a lot of people ask for us to allow us to place them on platforms, and we'll look into that. But they're regular ground, kind of statues, pretty much statue rules.
But can you put them inside your house?
Yeah, you can put them. Yeah, of course.
In your house, outside your house, in your dungeon, in your basement.
Exactly.
Okay, good. That's what I thought.
So I got these guys set up with some sentries. It's the heavy plate armor from the store, and I put the cycling die. This is kind of my sentries. This one's got an artifact ember wand, and this one's got the artifact, what do you call it? The spark wand, the electric wand. And then I set these guys up this morning, kind of my glittery hallway sentries.
So I'm also going to go mention some of the other Crown Shop updates on the list here, which are the ornate Viking crossbow, which is perfect for taking out enemies at range in true Viking style. And then in the vault, we have a new set of vault items available from now through Thursday, August 15th at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. And at that time, the next round of 9 items will be available for 2 weeks, and then I guess every 2 weeks there's a new rotation.
Cool.
So it looks like what we have right now is Spyglass, the Admiral's outfit for the ladies, the Admiral's outfit for the gentlemen, the Admiral's hat, the Brindle Greyhound, the Anchor House decoration, the Rowboat House decoration, the Longboat Dry Dock decoration, and the Tower Village Home. Those are vault items now available.
So I saw a question that was, does the deco flipping work for the mannequins? They don't right now because the way they worked with actually equipping and displaying. So if you're a character, each individual piece of gear, your chest, your legs, your feet, your gloves, are separate draw calls and they're skinned differently. So these actually had to be, our term as we're making them is skin mesh renderers. So they're not baked. So they count as a few decorations when we put them in the house. So right now to flip them would actually flip all of the armor and the UVs and stuff. So maybe someday. So that's something we're looking into. But probably you're gonna have these poses. Maybe we could do alternate poses. But we got a lot right now. So they cost as much as a player basically, which is one of the most expensive things because we have so many different clothing options in this game that it's not built into like one pass for the character. Every piece of item, everything in your hand, even cloaks and some of the necklaces have visuals. So that's the way we set them up for now. They're kind of containers that cost as much as a player. But I've been kind of
how do we limit how many mannequins you can have? What do they count as when you place them?
I think they count as, I thought they counted as 20 decoration objects, but then I was told that they count as containers, so they're against your container limit at the moment.
Okay.
And then you can see, so if you guys, most of you guys know, but you have a objects place limit, containers place limit, so when you place one down, you'll see how much it counts against your cost. So yeah, it counts as a container for now. We didn't want people to black hole the server because they are expensive to render, but they're pretty cool and fun to have these. I've been tricked since we put them on. I'll walk around the house and think it's a person, or walk down the street and it's people. So yeah, this is my unfinished atrium that I have some green, some emerald guards in here. But you can do a lot of fun stuff with them. People can do them for clothing shops I've seen being used. I've seen them used for like role play. I like if you put the hood on. Here, let me go to one with the hood. I think kind of one at the beginning. That it's hard to tell because they're posed with the same rig as a. Oh yeah, what is that sound? They say it sounds like a dog drinking.
Oh yeah, that's my dog. He was drinking.
It is a dog
Sorry.
drinking. Yeah. No, that's okay.
Sensitive Mike.
Hey, hero.
He's a loud drinker, I guess.
So I like when you put a hood on him. It's really hard to tell between a character and because characters can do the guard pose. I guess.
You know what I like? I like giving away prizes.
Oh, everybody likes that.
We got a prizing thing ready right here. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Starting off with a crazy name right here. As Xerinx Zakarum gets the ornate Viking longbow. Iron Fist Warhammer gets the Elven Elite Archer armor. Is that Grok? Grok gets the ornate leather quiver.
Nice.
Mystique Night Song gets the ornate Viking planting beds set. And Sean McGalbraith gets the Viking Village Inn.
Nice.
So
cool.
There you go, everyone. Congratulations, all winners.
Yeah, congrats, guys. So these are holding, this is the two-handed weapon guard pose. And you can check them out in the Crown Shop. Here, I'll look at it real quick. There's a lot of different, I'm sure you guys, if you've been in the shop today, there's a lot of poses. There's like action combat poses, male and female, and then like more guard poses. I saw someone in chat mention that they would like to see the stats of the items that is displayed on the mannequin. We don't have an answer on that yet, but I like the idea. So people with like equipment shops, you can go check it out and see the stats before you buy an item, or maybe the ability that someday we'll make a vendor out of them. You can buy them off. We're not sure yet, but we talk about this stuff internally. So those ideas are being passed around, and definitely see the benefit of those. I'm gonna zip off to another location really quick.
All right, while you're zipping off, I'm gonna read off the list we have of the big items that have come with now that Release 68 is live. Woo! We have crafting masteries. I've done a bunch of NPC conversation and quest polish. A lot of that is focused in the new user experience area, Battle of the Soulless Bridge, Blood River Massacre, Blood River Outskirts, but also some things throughout the game, like better dialogue, bits improving how some compass markers turn on and off, NPC sparkly hands turn on and off. But in general, there's some better stuff throughout the game. Anyway, back to the list. We have a new quest in Brittany Graveyard from Owen the Ghost, and he will give you a special recipe if you finish this quest. We have the mannequins, which we've been talking about. Fishing trophies now have 2 decimal places in their size. Pet heal balance has been adjusted. The player lot permissions restructure, that was a big thing, and we've made our initial adjustments, and then we also took player feedback and made some follow-up adjustments to make sure that everything's a little bit more solid. But the lot permissions are to make it simpler for us and for players to understand who owns what, and it's also in preparation to be able to allow players to place no trade items on their lot. Currently you can't, because it's essentially giving it to somebody else, but you would basically like give it to the lot, and the lot still holds onto it for you, and somebody else can come and move that item but not take it, depending upon permissions.
Right.
So that's super exciting. It's a multi-stage lot permissions restructuring, and it's an important first step.
Yeah.
We have display selection power. So during masterwork and enchantment selection, we now display the power that the effect contribute to the item, and this will help communicate power and rarity of the selections available, such as dexterity +1 or greater dexterity +2. I don't know if there's any additional stuff Beezus wants to comment on there, or maybe that's good enough.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just sort of going over a couple of these crafting things. The one about the display power, is sort of related to the mastery stuff, that we added. So part of it was about, expanding through the mastery or specialization, the functionality of crafting. So, with masterwork, which is associated with either blacksmithing, carpentry, or tailoring, and then alchemy, and then enchanting, which is associated with alchemy. Each one of those gives you a mechanic that you can just put certain modifiers on items. And so with our masterwork or mastery tech that we added, this just allows you to sort of refresh and choose another one of those. So a lot of it is just looking at kind of the mechanics of enchanting and masterwork and trying to figure out how to make a better game out of it. And this sort of selection power, as well as the weighted selection stuff that we added this release, kind of set the precedence for a new kind of extension to the enchanting technology. So part of that selection power, displaying it, is to communicate the power of it, and as well as the rarity associated with that. So one thing we're doing, and that isn't in the game right now, that is for next release, is also trying to balance the power, at least the display power, between masterwork and enchanting, because there are some enchantments that don't have the same power in enchanting as they do in masterwork, as far as score power.
Right.
They have the same benefit, but the scores are a little off. And we did that so that a lot of that was because when we introduced negative power, we needed some bare minimum. But one thing we're doing is going to go back and make sure to normalize all the terms and all the values across masterwork and enchanting, such that those can be consistent, because part of it is making sure that something that's rare and masterwork is rare and enchanting as well. If that's what's required for it. So a lot of it is just taking a step back, adding this extra benefit that allows players to kind of play an extra game that gets them more of the enchantments they want. But then also kind of looking at, across masterwork and enchanting, can there be some normalization between those? And this is mainly just the name of the enchantments and the power, not the ability on the items. So the goal there is that the ability on the items, like effectively none of the stats on the items change, but the score might change such that it's more consistent between those, so that a score in enchanting is a similar score in master. There's just a couple of those where there's off, but that's kind of the extension for next release for doing this. So part of the masteries did kind of set this initial, okay, let's really look at the way this is all going, try to figure out the game mechanics here, normalize some of the weirdness with it, add some new tech, and then be able to run with it. So, next release we have, choices for masterwork and enchanting that are for Grandmaster only, so that whenever people are 100 or above, there are more specific enchants that come in, and then just sort of, extending that out, just making sure that all your powers or all your skills as you level up inside of each one of those crafting trees influence stuff a little better. So crafting masteries was sort of a beginning of sort of revamping a lot of this. So there's a lot of stuff that comes along with it. And one of the things you mentioned about, fishing trophies, having the 2 decimals, a lot of that did that for, is for the fishing, for the contest. That extra decimal doesn't necessarily add much in the way of, as far as people comparing decorations, but it certainly adds enough whenever you're, trying to do a tiebreaker as far as how big things are. And that's one thing I've been looking at experimenting this release. I've said a couple times before is, now that we have kind of large fish, could you add massive and huge fish that are rare and then add kind of on to the end of that? So that's something else as far as extending the decimal places and extending the runway of those fish, such that maybe we can have a massive version of each one of the rare fish that is bigger than the current ones, but super rare. So we're always looking at ways to add things like that. And I've done some initial prototyping that makes me think that would be fairly easy to do, not very disruptive, at least to have something to focus extending on making the tournaments more interesting for having larger fish that are more rare. Because we've kind of showed that even when we have these fishing tournaments, that people can catch the most rare fish in the game because they spend the time or spend the baits. So, you kind of want to keep giving people some extra rare thing to shoot for. So that fishing trophy decimal place is just kind of the start of us looking at how can we improve fishing tournaments as well as add more types of tournaments, in the future. I guess one more quick thing is on, the pet heal balance. That's some stuff that Chris worked on. There was just trying to make sure that the heal was related to the level of the creature so that they didn't get too out of sync. And I guess there were more top-tiered tameable creatures added to scenes. At one point in time, we added a lot of new archetypes that are tameable, but they either were difficult to find and not in that many scenes. So, as releases go, we have a chance to add those guys to more places because they're not necessarily meant to be rare, but, the first release that they get completed, they're not as common as later. So, always looking at trying to add, a couple more things to taming or to that aspect to give people, new stuff to go hunt for. So a lot of that was just sort of looking at R68 crafting stuff that we did and looking at forward for R69 for the new stuff that, is kind of extensions of those.
Cool. All right, I'm going to get back to the list while Travis is still looking at a nice screen right there.
Oh, this is just this is a cool furniture shop that I found randomly, and I thought it looked like a good. In Austin, there's a lot of pop-up what do you call it? Posh furniture stores, but they had some
what city is this in?
Good use of mannequins. This is Novia Market. All around, if you go to Brittany, there's a lot of shopping center POTs. There's New Britannia Marketplace, Ordinus Mortis, Crafters Hub. I started listing them, and I always regret that because I'm not going to get them all or remember them all off the top of my head while I'm on camera. But there's a lot. You guys know the names of them. But the decimal point, will that apply eventually to the agriculture, giant trophy pumpkins and things like that?
Yeah, that data was when we originally did the system, that data was there, and I had it to 2 decimals, but we set it back to 1. So that data's been there the whole time, and just means that the system itself goes to 2 decimal points. So previously it was hard coded at 1, but I wanted to keep it a realistic, uh, length, because those are technically meters, like as far as that is the meter length of the decoration in Unity, effectively, right? And so we talked about, changing that to be some other unit so that they were higher, so you could see more granularity. But we just stuck with sort of the meter with 1 decimal. But now that there's two, then pretty much anything that we add to that system will have 2 decimals. But we can also make that a variable thing. I could see if we do have a different system that maybe that's the way we customize it a little bit, that decorations are, or if we do something for vegetables, that they're maybe a 1 to 100 scale where fish are like trying to be linked. I think for each individual system, we almost have to rethink what the mechanic is. And for fish, it works well for length, but we might want to do something that's not as technical, like awesome. I mean, not awesome points, but you can see like something to where you're trying to have rarity points or something like that, like special points, whenever you're crafting
Flawless
some type
points
of
or
vegetable,
something.
right? So maybe it's a cool looking vegetable or a weird color or something as to compete with a big one, but they both have a very rare value. I think that's the problem we have with fish, is that it's only linked, so that I can't have a really rare small fish, because if you catch it in the competition, well, it's only a meter long. That's not useful because it's strictly linked. So it'd be interesting if we come up with, or whenever we think of other trophy systems, ways we could specialize it or customize it. Could be, the size of it, or, kind of what we define that. Not something as technical, but something more, I guess in Sims, they always have an environment points or something, or, sort of some type of, rarity points that we could describe it as. It's not technically something physical.
Cool.
So we keep going from building to building and house to house. I want to back on the list. Next thing on the list is persistent state for lights. Is something we added this release.
Oh, that's
So
very
you
cool.
can set your light to be like on by default or off by default, and each time that scene starts up, your lights reset to that default. It's pretty awesome.
Right. So yeah,
We have free camera mode for player-owned town stewards, not just the owners, the governors. We have more top-tier tameable creatures and scenes. Travis and I put those in. By the way, we don't have the aether creatures in. Yep, we don't have the aether creature and be creative. No, also all three of us were involved. The aether creatures will be in back next release. For those of you looking forward to them, they're kind of set up and just waiting to go in with next release. We have more leaderboards for consumables now. We have the release 64 live stream items for Dark Spring. Those are in. The release 68 reward program items with the Lord British theme. Those are in.
Those are cool.
And of course, performance improvements, bug fixes, and all sorts of other normal awesomeness. Okay, that list is done. Woo!
No, those are all good things we got to cover. I think the team does a lot of stuff. Everybody wears a lot of hats, so I think we gotta. It's hard to recap and remember everything everybody did. Even I in the stand-up says, "Oh, I don't remember what was the main 2 things I did yesterday," because I don't all of them. But,
I had to go back when I was thinking about the new user stuff that Starwood wanted me to talk about. Like, what did I do? That was like so long ago. I did it early in the release.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you did do some new UE stuff then.
I did a couple things. Venetius in Blood River Outskirts, he now accepts heirlooms as a repeatable quest. I did some fixes with the if you were in Battle of Souls Bridge and you had the option checked to ignore merchant conversations, you couldn't talk to the trainer. So we had to make a workaround. So Joaquin did some workaround fixes with me to sort of override. So if there's like something important like that NPC, he will actually ignore your skip choice.
But no longer.
You
fix it.
So that works. I did a lot of just fixing compass markers and journal entries and responses and a lot of small stuff as well.
Cool. That's awesome. This is so if you guys didn't make the fashion show hosted by B Striker and Taiki, this is the venue they set up, which I thought was pretty cool. It shows off some of the, we got disco balls and torches and crazy banners with cycling dies. The new fogs. If you guys haven't seen the new fogs, those are placeable as deco
Oh
down.
yeah, those are awesome. Those fogs.
So this was super
So you
fun.
can
This is an example
players can
of
purchase these fog items. Do you know? Remember? Do you know the name? Can they just search for fog and then it would show up in
yeah.
the
If you search
store?
for VFX or ground fog or fog, I think they're in the lighting section is where I put them. But it was super fun. So a good example of we give you guys all these I don't know we call them Legos, and then just people go nuts, and I'm always pleasantly surprised to see what
Yeah.
people make out of them. So this was a super fun player hosted event. So people, the models came out and walked along here, and then these were the judges, like a, TV talent show, and then you had an audience, and everybody voted on everything. But I thought it
If this
was
is still available for people to go and check out, do you know what city this was in?
yeah. So this is
No,
in
Houston?
Justice Hold, which is nested in Crossroads. It's a boat ride from Crossroads, and then you just walk up from the docks and take a left. I don't know if they're going to keep it up indefinitely. This is B Striker's dungeon. I don't imagine she wants to
So
keep it up
Crossroads.
forever, but yeah.
Crossroads is southeast of Brittany neighborhoods. Just I think follow the road. I think the two crossroads south of Brittany, southeast.
Yeah. Oh, and so the first place we were checking out the furniture store, that was Karina Napar. I hope I'm saying that. I did want to give people credit for it. We're showing their cool deco on screen. So, and then I didn't check there was cool shops to the right or left. I didn't catch the name of those. So that was B Strikers. And I think it was collaborative. Also, if you're sending me whispers in game to go check out bugs, one /bug is the absolute best way to get an issue resolved. And two, I'm not getting to them right now because I'm streaming. Well, if you guys are watching me, you know I'm streaming. But anyways, so this is Lean Dragonfire. I think I saw her say hi at some point in the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in and saying hi. And the new I saw some resubs. Thanks a bunch for the resubs. But this is a good example of she's here. Of mannequins is used. Good use for storefronts, which is the typical use for mannequins. We do have some issues. Looks like there's some clipping with the nurse's outfit on one of the females, but I wrote that up, so that'll be addressed soon. But yeah, I just like this dye shop. She has like examples of all the different dyes you can buy in her dye shop. Here's all the colors you can get, and they're listed out like a nice what do you call them, swatches. Some swatches. Yeah, this is in Immortal City, which Aline is the governor of herself, but this is her dye shop. Oh, there's another display upstairs. We should go check out.
I like seeing real world examples of dyes because before you buy it, you're just looking at an item that suggests red or blue or whatever, but to actually see it on something in natural, in the normal scene light, I always love that kind of thing.
Is Immortal City nested? I thought Immortal City had a land entrance, but I'm not sure. Aline would know. Aline, if you want to chime in on how to get to Immortal City, I cheat and I just zone to zone because I know the zone already. But yeah, this is great. This is cool. This is a great example of creativity with shop. I like it how it covers the windows too. So.
All right, I'm going to get back to the list for a little bit.
Oh,
I see we have.
It's nested in Silverdale, but in episode 2 it'll be on the Overworld. Oh, I think she's gonna maybe move her pot to the new continent. Yeah. Is what she's hinting at? I'm not sure. Oh, and Ordis Martis also is an entry. Sorry, go ahead.
Speaking of episode 2, I guess we still have Lore of the Isle packages available. There's a limit of 24. And some of the things they include, or maybe all the things, I'll go over the whole list. Talk a little fast. You can have a Place Anywhere Castle Lot deed, which is tax-free for 1 year, placeable on water. You have a choice of any 2 houses available in the store. You have a castle basement of your choice. You have a castle wall set of your choice. You can choose 12 prosperity tools. You can have 2 unique in-game items to be revealed later. You get 140,000 new crowns. Is that true? That's a lot. 999 bank slots. You get episode 1 box and map signed by the team. You get a 1 hour one-on-one with Chris Ato Spears for design discussion. You get one real silver ring crafted personally by Lord British, numbered 1 to 24. And you get fine dinner and drinks with Lord British, Dark Star, and Atos at a location to be determined in Austin or New York City.
Cool.
Wow, that's a lot. I didn't know about those last few things.
Yeah, I'm not sure which I would choose, Austin or New York. There's some spots in either. Oh, while we were talking, I just scooted over to the. This is one of the many nightclubs. Oh, I like how there's the Kodos in the center of the thing. But
Nope, this cat.
oh, it's International Cat Day, is it not? Or National Cat Day? I don't know. It's Cat Day.
That's today.
Yeah, it's Cat Day.
Also on our list, I'm gonna just keep going through the list, make sure we hit all the points. Our Release 68 exclusive rewards are the Lord British Round Shield, the Lord British Leather Helm, and Lord British Silver Serpent Spear, which I guess, that goes along with the whole happy belated birthday, Lord British. We have a Lord British theme going on, so that makes a lot of sense there.
Cool. That's all good stuff. And we were talking about trophies, fishing trophies and agriculture, getting kind of prize crops at different scale. I don't know if B's still there, but we have the leaderboards, and I'm hoping the plan, not officially, I think we've talked about it, so is kind of track some stuff on there too, so you can be the monthly county fair winner for pumpkins or whatever else you're farming. So there's a lot of applications for the leaderboards, kind of working in with some of those like trophy items.
Yeah, certainly that's why you sort of start tracking the numbers, kind of have that. And that's, I think, the fun thing is that, we make different systems, that it's a similar mechanic. You're digging for higher, bigger, better things, but, we can do it across different systems, and then it's different leaderboards, and then, different things of that nature. So, and it'd be fun to bring, a unique feel to each one of those, but, use the similar tech and similar system. But, I think it's just a sort of base, cool thing to add to loot, just a way to dig for bigger things that then have some, difference in the decoration world, and then some difference in the crafting world, and then, you can start to have different achievements based on that. But certainly every one of those is there for leaderboards and, time-based leaderboards and, things like that.
So this location is, if you guys watch Elgarian, he's one of our big streamers, kind of does morning to midday out in Wyoming. He's actually not far from where I grew up. But he has this whole, it's a PvP town, but it's kind of it's a roleplay PvP town called Kali. And he's the governor of it. But he has this huge project with all this fiction of, I don't know the whole fiction, so I'm not going to try and read it all. But I just love the mood and the love that he put into this place. He's got a lot of locations. There's like, the bivouac, and there's like barracks, and I think he's working on, what do you call it, the mess hall for all this stuff going on. But I love the lighting and the mood, and just is a great example of what people can accomplish with, time and creativity, stuff looted from the world, crafted stuff, just really cool mood. But I just love this one little shot of his crafting station, his alchemy station, when he comes in and set it up. So I wanted to show that. I know he streamed on his stream, but I wanted to show it off because I love good lighting and good mood, and I just thought this is a really cool space that somebody spent a lot of time into. So it looks better than a lot of the spaces we even as world builders have made. Just the time and the love he was able to put into it. So this looks like a dungeon entrance. I've seen it. I don't think he's decoed it yet, but he's working on a maze and fiction for that too. But yeah, I saw that at one stream and just thought it looked great. So that's in Kali. There's a big story and backstory to everything he's got going on there. So talk to him and come explore it and check that out for yourself. So I'm gonna hop.
I love his tabletops and shelves. Like if you look up at the top of your screen right now, behind your console, to the right, above top, he's got like all those bottles up in that sort of recessed natural shelf area. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it looks like every single book has been kind of lovingly placed to tell a story. It really feels like somebody lived here and times and places here. So I'm gonna hop to another location. We got about 18 minutes left. And we can jump around to different places. So We hit our talking points, but I know Keith is working on new content for Ulfheim. It's pretty much a complete a redo, right? With all the, if you haven't had a chance to catch last week's stream, I think there's a video of it. So a
Yeah,
lot of
there's a
virtue
bunch of
effect
streams
stuff.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so Alfheim was what we call a clone of another scene. So it was a duplicate with some slight modification in the center, switching the uh, putting in some barbarians in like a hall that's kind of a placeholder for the capital city of the barbarians. So my reimagining of it that I've been working on, that we've posted in a bunch of streams, is turns it into a multi-stage uh, battle area. Sometimes it's wave battles and you're sealed in. Sometimes it's just open space, and then eventually, when you get finally to the end, you'll fight the high chief of the barbarians. And he's a special guy that Beezus made for us. He's like a little bit bigger than some of the other barbarians, so you know who's in charge.
Nice.
And it'll be, instead of like just a plain forest scene, it's got a lot of different height changes, some rocks. It's partial snow, some big trees, tree houses, village, a lot of stuff. In chat, Monkey Smack One says barbarians don't build capitals. But they wouldn't call it a capital, but it has become it's where the high chief lives.
The lair.
It's where they probably have their like big annual meetings and HR discussions.
The moot. The barbarian moot.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would be the HR discussion? Someone's taking too many portions of human meat in their cannibalistic orgies, then it's not fair to the rest?
Yeah, maybe that's it. They need to make sure they're not eating too many travelers from the north. They need to take them from the north and the south and the east and the west, because otherwise, then if you don't spread out your cannibalism, then you just sort of remove all your cannibalistic opportunities from certain areas.
I think just nutritionally, you need to balance it. I don't know the whole mad cow ramifications, but.
And you probably don't want to eat the kids. You want the kids to grow up and have kids of their own, so you can eat those adults.
Oh, right. So sustainable human culture.
Yeah.
Let them fat. So I was just gonna pop over here for a second. This was just a personal kind of fun project. I don't know if you guys have ever played the board game Talisman, or everybody's played Candyland or Chutes and Ladders, but
Oh yeah.
I thought this was just a good fun thing you could do with Deco. So it's still work in progress, very early, but we're making a in-game board game, and a lot of people are involved. Some of the Mortis people are involved. Marguerite had a hand in the other day. Marguerite and engineer.
So this is a player level creation. This is not as a designer or a developer or anything.
No.
This
So
the player can do what you're about.
This was all done, with the in-game decoration system. So the working title is the Veggie Wars, and these onion people have been displaced by the Tomato Men, and the Tomato Men have captured their king. But you guys can come to the lot and check it out. But essentially, it's an in-game board game, and all the rules and stuff will be in here. But it's still, so if you guys know, you can do like, I'm hiding my chat because I get a lot of tells that don't necessarily. So you do like a roll 6, and they get a number, and then you move that many squares, and depending on what square you land on, you read the encounter and follow the instructions on the square you land. And there's a lot of like send the person in front back to the end. It's a huge lot, so I think we haven't even covered half of it. But
Wow.
if you guys want to try this, attempt this on your own lots, I think it'd be fun. Oh, this is the potato witch.
Oh, the notes tell you what to do on that square?
Yeah, you just roll a d6 and then follow it, and then land on the square. If it's empty, some of them send you to other ones. This is some kind of mystical forest springs, and you have to take your clothes off and soak in the hot tub with these onion men who have forsaken the quest. This guy's he outfits you, a little onion outfitter. This is a little.
Right, I'm gonna jump in with something for second Travis while you're checking that out. Just and it is more prizes. I'd like to share more prizes.
Oh yeah, prizes.
I'm gonna give my dog some treats so he doesn't bark in the middle. So we have a Zorion Dufresne gets the ornate Viking longbow,
Nice.
and Ellie Fury gets the Elven Elite Archer armor.
I love that armor, by the way. That looks great.
Gwenllian gets the ornate leather quiver. Laredon gets the ornate Viking planting beds set, and Aelon gets the Viking Village Inn. There you go.
Very cool.
That's the prize name.
So, anyways, it was just
Congratulations, everyone, by the way.
Yeah, congratulations. I forget. Someone had, I think Marguerite had plans for this square where I think you're like a troll or female troll. There is one, and you have to cover yourself in gross smelling perfume, and if you succeed in fooling them, their sense of smell, you can advance, and if you fail. But anyways, anything you can think of with a board game, and you can represent with deck on our game, which is just about anything. But I wanted to look forward to people doing some more of that. So I'll head back to my dungeon as we're kind of starting to wrap things up here for the Friday stream. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to write the paper, but I kind of forgot. It was like 4 in the morning, so we'll have to sync again with what exactly you wanted, because I started to, and then I realized I'm not sure that's what you wanted. Marguerite's in here, by the way. Oh, and it's much funner to play when you're tiny, so fairy belts, and I should go back. It's way cooler if you shrink yourself, because then it feels like a different scale of a different game, kind of game within a game, which I know a lot of people have been doing. It's inspired by a lot of stuff people have been doing. I know Engineer had that really cool, like, Game Master tabletop dungeon stuff going on. Actually, some in the guild hall here, I think this there's a cool example of that too, with the like little catapults, and kind of looks like a little Warhammer Fantasy game. Yeah, something to play with while it's animated. Yeah, just I'm not sure whoever's running it can like have prizes for the winner or the first person to get to the end or successfully. Flower beds that you can place in pots. I don't see why we can do that eventually, so yeah, maybe.
Speaking of more things to come, I don't know about the flowers, but we still have more on this list. And Star wants to point out that the rest of 2019 will have even more things coming into the game, such as Grandmaster only effects, dyeable leather and plate, customizable NPC combos, more loot improvements, more add-on store weapons, bows, crossbows, wands, staves, etc. More fishing, more special boss fights, kind of like we have like the big spider boss fight. So it's not just like tougher creatures, it's the special mechanics.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a huge one. And Chris has been talking about a lot of that, and we talk about internally with design and what we can do. So more fight mechanics that are not, number trading, but a lot more interesting, So.
And then of course there's the plans for episode 2 with the quest system revamp, journal revamp, theater system, treasure hunting with treasure maps, item affinity and reputation, taming expansions, which include pet leveling, pet skills, pet customization, customizable NPCs, and expanded permission system for containers and doors. And then the only other major thing on the list is the Shroud Rewards program that hopefully people are signing up for. We enjoy those who have already signed up. You earn the best rate on purchasing gold crowns through this rewards program, and you receive exclusive items each month. And for the low price of $9 US dollars per month, you will receive the following: 900 gold crowns of the obsidians every month. You get to pick any 3 of the 7 obsidian potions each month, and they include the potion of capacity, potion of conservation, potion of expedience, potion of precision, potion of preservation, potion of reclamation, and potion of stamina. You get exclusive items each month, which are typically 3 items. You get exclusive title every 3 months. That's a title for your character. At 3 months, it's Keeper of the Faith. 6 months, Keeper of the Word. 9 months, Keeper of the Vow. 12 months, Keeper of the Flame. And you also get to pick any die pack every 6 months when you're subscribed to our Shroud Rewards program.
Oh, that's like.
So there you go. Hit the list.
Awesome.
Woo!
No, that's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to cover.
That is a lot. It's hard to. I don't know how Star can he does it more naturally than I am.
Yeah,
I'm just like cutting off to do this stuff,
yeah.
but he's able to slip in all that stuff and a lot more too.
We have members of the team that are much more natural on camera as far as talking to the public and better
Well,
personalities in practice.
he's
But
done
yeah.
it
For a
68
while,
plus
yeah,
times.
he's
So
got 60 times. So um,
uh,
we're trying. We have some people on summer vacations with the family, much deserved. Those guys have been working their buns off, so good for them. Uh, so we're kind of the we're helping. We're filling in for them. I won't say we're the we're not the B team. We're same team, just not the camera team. So trying our best. Thanks for being patient with us. I think we're doing. You
homemade
guys are doing a good job.
your homemade board there is like elaborate. And it was a little hard for me to see before because I'm looking at the screen tiny, but I can see now that each square, each position. Uh, so you initially you roll each turn.
Yeah,
You slash roll.
however many players, everybody takes their turn, and you do each turn. Each player has a turn, and then says and there's gonna be a lot of like shoots and ladders or sorry, sending people back.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Shimizu for a fact wanted to do like she's gonna build out walls and kind of funnel it in with blocks and stuff. So it'll get another pass after that, but. I thought it could maybe jumpstart other people's creativity. A Monopoly game, yeah. I thought about doing a Monopoly game also and using like Novian property titles and stuff like that. Would Brittany Estates be Park Place or Boardwalk? I don't know, something like that.
That thing that says it says start, right? What is that made of? Is that made of cheese? What's that made of?
Yeah, that's some cheese writing. Wiftum, excuse my inferior cheese writing. I know Wiftum has an in-game service that you can
Oh.
sponsor him to come to your lot and write in cheese and sausage, but
That's a really good job.
This-
Like that R, like I don't know how you'd be able to do that.
this
That's a great job.
is my attempt at cheese writing. So
That's a good one.
I saw a
It's a
couple.
skill, I guess.
It's just
Yeah, we'll have like regular the common dialect. We'll have runic, and then cheese writing.
Rudy, yeah, the cheese language. I saw a couple comments. Someone
Like a
was
Cyrillic.
talking about dyeable
very-
heavy armor and dyeable leather, and so right now there is the heavy plate you can dye it, and I actually just talked to someone today about getting more dyeable heavy armor in the future, so that is coming. It is right now in one set of heavy armor, and then I forgot the other thing.
Did you say where this was? I think you did. Where was this again? Ornis Mortis.
This is in Ordinis Mortis, but yeah, you all can go make your own board games too. I think it's fun. Oh,
And how do
somebody's
you
talking
get to
about
Ornis Mortis?
it's southwest of Brittany, I think.
Yeah.
Character creation. We are improving on character creation. That is something we talk about all the time and have identified as something to improve on. So, I'm actually involved in that and have a task I've punted a few times because I'm trying to work on a new adventure area dungeon, which some of you have seen me stream. But I'm gonna do a nice background for it, and then there's always talks of hairstyles and interface, but no
I would
ETA
love
no TA on
hairstyles.
that. But we definitely recognize it and are talking about it and want to improve on it at some point.
I would also love more hair colors, in particular, like an orange hair. We kind of have that reddish pinkish one, but it'd be nice to have like a ginger
Yeah.
hairstyle.
We've even talked
color.
about temporary hair dyes, so that's not a promise from me. It's just something we've talked about. We throw a lot of ideas out. That's not an official hey, but is plate armor dye a new type of dye? Right now it's just dye. You can just dye plate. You can just dye the heavy plate. Do I have some on me? I think I do. So right now you can dye this. I know there was it's just a type of plate armor. So more coming soon, but this is one type. You can dye it any way you want. I didn't do Aether dye. I don't think Aether dye is actually in the cheat box that I steal all my dyes from, but you do
So for
sights.
people showing up late, we are talking about Shroud of the Avatar. You can go check it out, shroudoftheavatar.com. It's a free-to-play, massively multiplayer role-playing game, among other things. There's a variety of ways you can play, but for the most part, you probably want to play with other players and have a cool time joining up with them. Travis has been showing off some decorations and armor We also have B Cotton here, who's been talking about some of our mostly the crafting changes and improvements that we've had, but also some other things. And I bring this up because it looks like we're getting to the end, and we never really do like a wrap up kind of thing.
Wrap us up, Keith.
Well, we still got like 3 minutes, I think. So I don't want to
Will
close out
chain
just yet.
be dyeable? I imagine as we come with new armor types that we would have a version of chain, hopefully, that you can dye. I don't want Star to come back from vacation and we promised a bunch of stuff on the stream, but that's all stuff we talk about, so I wouldn't see why not eventually. So yeah, close to, if you guys are new to the game, kind of the center of the whole world map is, close to the center, is Brittany, central Brittany, and then you have a lot of good like shopping locations, off of that. A lot of cool shops and shop decos. Finchfield. Let's hop in New Britannian Market while we talk. Then we'll bypass the siege. Dyeable tame pets. That would. I'm not.
Awesome.
I think
I like that.
I can answer for Damon, and that it would take a reskin of all the textures.
The answer is probably no.
So,
but it's a
pet
awesome
armor.
thing.
I know everybody wants to see a squirrel in the armor. He has a name. I saw the meme for years and I loved it, but I didn't know. Does anybody know the name of the armor squirrel? I didn't know he was like Sir Cedric or something. I didn't know he actually had a name. Where are we on teleport in dungeon? Oh, somebody's asking me in the game with a whisper in all caps. That's really a tricky way for me to see while I'm doing this and running the game. Chris is on vacation, and that's something he was working on. I forget he was talking about. So he has made progress. I don't know how close he is, but I know he's done work on it in dungeon teleporters. So if you guys have player-made dungeons and don't have physically walk, or you want fictionally to like jump between two spots in your dungeon with like a magic potion, or however you guys want to fictionalize the or not fictionalize, just make it a convenience thing. That is something he's working on, is player dungeon teleportation. You step on the pad and you're all Star Trek teleported somewhere else, or magically teleported. This is a good place to go shopping if you guys are new to the game.
Those roads are phenomenal that they made. The shapes of them. I'm watching how they're all the edges and everything.
That I think I heard somebody is working on that. That should erase the grass, so that's a bug. But
Yeah.
and that's one we know about, so we're working on that. Oh, linking two dungeons together. Chris has talked about it, and I don't remember his answer for it, but we've talked about it, so it's on our radar as something we could look into.
I think the teleport within a dungeon is more likely to come up, at least in the short term.
Yeah, that would be step one for sure. Get that right. Oh, I never saw these snowmen up, and this is cool. So, just.
Oh, yeah, they got the fog going on up there too.
Oh, did they put some fog down?
On the roof, right? Isn't that fog, or is that?
I think that's probably a hot tub. I'm gonna guess that's a hot tub.
Yeah.
Is there house lock? Let's go invade and go look as we end our stream. Oh, this is a nice house. I don't know whose house this is. Let's give them credit as we invade their house. This is Captain Ocean. We're in your house. We're gonna go see if that's fog or steam. I'm like 99% sure it's steam.
Straight
nice.
Shot in the Twitch channel says it's a hot tub.
Yeah, it's a hot tub.
It probably is a hot tub.
I kind of want to go check out their hot tub. I wanted to see these guys more than anything. Is this the Shroud version of the Crazy Arms inflatable tube men for vendors? Crazy Arms inflatable tube men. I love it. That's great. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, you guys. We'll get more in depth in some of these subjects with future live streams. I know you guys want to know more about crafting specializations. I know you want to know more about improvements in the user experience and new adventure areas that we got working. I know people are excited for that. So hopefully, without spoiling them, we can get you guys excited about them or give you information on them. And then main thing is just get them out there so you can run around and play with them. That's what you want to do is go experience them yourself. So Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the follows and the subs. Oh, and the bits. I'm sorry we didn't cover all the bits.
Yep.
I'm not very good at that. I'm driving the stream, and I just kind of focus on tunnel vision and driving the stream. But thank you, God,
so much to
everybody
talk
else.
about, focus on. We missed some, but still, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for just checking in, and new players, check the game out. It's free to download, and I know you guys, this is the best community in any MMO I've ever seen. So if you're interested in an MMO with a great community, or you're new, reach out. People are super helpful. Check the game out. Oh wait, we got somebody. Don't troll my stream, Zach. We'll talk to you after this, or. And then, so yeah, thanks for that's a friend of mine. That's RP Zach. I'm pretty sure he's in the stream. He's very frustrated with him. The self-proclaimed emperor of the Tater Tot Empire. Here, should we make him very small? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Yeah, I love the
that is small.
The weight emote is a good emote. He actually had the fairy belt on too, so I probably turned his rig inside out, but I'll fix it when we're off stream. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, check the game out, reach out. If you're new to the game, check out sotahelp.org. That's a great resource with videos on just about any questions you could have, anything you can imagine. And have a great weekend, and we'll see you in the game, and we'll see you in upcoming live streams.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, B. Thank you, Santa. You guys did a great job.
You gonna raid somebody?
Oh yeah, we should raid someone. See, I'm a total. Should we raid Zach as he's here? I think I actually already talked to. Aline, are you doing your radio stream? I'm gonna look real quick on my other monitor. I haven't perfected the which media sources to hide and which to stream, so I just have it rigged pretty basically to just show my second monitor. So anything I want to show is on that monitor, and I have to close down our company chat so I don't do that. Oh, it's 2 hours. Okay. Alright. I'm just gonna raid RPE Zach, and then he can tell you about what he wants to talk about. So thank you guys. Have a great weekend. Good to see you all, and we'll see you in the game. I think the award ceremony for EVL is this weekend. I don't remember, but a lot of cool events. Check out the player event section in the forums. A lot of cool stuff going on. I should have checked that before this, so I had stuff to tell you about. But cool. Bye, guys.
We'll also have the dance party on 17th.
Oh, I hit the button.
That's okay. That's fine. I actually was talking. I realized I had muted myself, so it's my own fault.
On 17th?
17th at Rift's End on the Stars Airship.
There, I typed in caps. Thank you for helping me out, guys.